The fabled Mann's Chinese Theater was ground zero for thousands of die-hard Star Wars fans determined to see the first showings of The Phantom Menace in the middle of the night. I joined them as they turned this corner of Hollywood Boulevard into one massive celebration. Watch out! At the front of the line, cheers rang out as the group we started following when they lined up 6 weeks ago finally got in position. When the big moment came, Lincoln Gasking from Melbourne, Australia was first in line, and I walked in right beside him. Lincoln, you got ticket one. It's the moment of the millennium. Let's go. All right, let's go in. Okay. How do you feel after all this time?
Good. Yeah, pretty amazing, actually. It's like we've been here for 6 weeks, and it's like finally here. It's like creeped up on us, and it's like, I don't know what to say.
Let's go into the movie.
Okay, thanks very much.
It was electric as more than 1,200 lucky fans followed us inside.
We're going in.
Then at 12:01, 22 years after the first movie opened here, the wait came to an end. Absolutely no cameras were allowed inside, but let me tell you, as these words appeared, the screams were deafening. Many say they caught a glimpse of Leonardo DiCaprio in the audience, as well as Star Wars creator George Lucas, sneaking in to check out the fans' reactions. Well, I found out afterward that the verdict was mixed.
That is the most amazing movie experience I think I've ever had.
Excellent. All that I expected and more.
I didn't like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I thought there was no story, there was no plot. I didn't care about any of the characters. It was terrible.
In order for it to match the hype that it got, Jesus would have to walk out of the screen.
Well, it was an incredible night, an incredible experience, and it's about, Pat, about 20 minutes to 3. I'm kind of beat. I'm kind of tired, but guess what? This is the 3:30 crowd. Ready to go. I'm going to bed. We'll see ya.
Well, Tony, it was Phantom Pandemonium in New York as well. Midnight was 0 hour at the Ziegfeld Theater, where over 1,100 fans, faithful to the Force, braved the rain for the first showing of The Phantom Menace.
That's what it's all about right here.
And you can't get right here without the right ticket. Security was on hand to make sure there were no crashers for this movie that the diehard had been waiting 16 years for director George Lucas to make.
By George, you've done it again. Critics don't know what they're talking about. It was great. I loved it.
So the big question is, will Star Wars live up to the hype machine that is practically spinning out of control? Well, today the experts weigh in as the frenzy continues and fans keep the lines moving for The Phantom Menace. Morning. We were out in full force today to catch Star Wars hysteria still rolling at a fever pitch. But as the first day crowds rushed in to see the sci-fi extravaganza, the most asked question in the galaxy remains, just how much money will The Phantom Menace make? And will the reviews even matter?
The series looks tired. It looks drained of its original exuberance and its bursts of imagination.
Today's show film critic Gene Shalit tore into the movie, calling it lifeless and confusing. But the New York Times esteemed critic Janet Maslin insists it lives up to the hype, saying, quote, it offers a happy surprise. It's up to snuff. Paul DeGarabedian, who charts box office results for theaters, tells Access Hollywood that The Phantom Menace is critic-proof. He says it will shatter the one-day record set by The Lost World Jurassic Park, which pulled in over $26 million, and stands a chance of making a record-breaking $140 million in its first 5 days.
What's going to happen here is that we're going to see enormous first-day grosses, followed up by a weekend that will probably surpass every other record that we've seen for an opening weekend in history.
But will it sink the all-time king Titanic, which raked in over $600 million?
Star Wars, has the chance to do that. It's just going to have to play well into the summer and play consistently.
Well, opening day is almost over. We will keep our calculator working and keep you posted. Here's what's next for Star Wars fans. Episode 2 is now just 1,095 days away. Believe me, we won't do this to you. Nancy.
Well, coming up next, Madonna Unplugged on 60 Minutes 2.
I'm too swallowed up by this chair.
But did Madonna even know the camera was on? That's next.
Rosie goes on a rampage, and Tom Selleck is the target.
Now you're questioning my humanity.
We'll tell you what started the fireworks coming up.
Access Hollywood, brought to you by Sears. Come see the many sides of Sears.
Menace.
He's an old friend of my dad's and like an uncle, and he was filming Star Wars, and I was like, oh, I was in Europe, and I said, I want to go to London and see it, and and I just asked, oh, can I, be an extra in it or something. It was fun. I couldn't believe it when Yoda showed up one day.
Now, you may have to watch closely. Sophia isn't one of the lead characters. In fact, she's hardly recognizable. Sophia plays one of Queen Amidala's handmaidens. In Cannes today, for a film she directed, Sophia tells us the size of the role didn't matter. She's just happy to be a part of movie history, one she hasn't actually seen.
I haven't even seen Star Wars yet, but I'm sure if you sneeze, you won't even see me.
But we'll be looking.